Hello guys, we are here in Kuala Lumpur. We are at Firebird Fitness with George. He's the owner of the gym and he was kind enough to let me crash a session over here. We did a very beautiful wrestling session. George, thank you very much for having me. Can you make a quick introduction about who you are, what martial arts you've been practicing and what you practice right now?
Yeah, so my name is George. I started from in Hong Kong almost 7 years ago. I did kickboxing and jiu-jitsu, and recently I'm starting to learn some wrestling.
Okay, great. How do you find wrestling?
It's quite fun. It's quite technical.
It's quite technical. Yeah, I mean you have a fantastic coach over here, so it's quite easy to get better at wrestling when you have like some high level coaching. So you've been doing kickboxing for longer than you've been doing jiu-jitsu, or you kind of started at the same time?
Yeah.
You started at the same time.
Around 7 years ago.
7 years ago. So how did you find the mix between kickboxing and jiu-jitsu? Because also you are an MMA fighter, yeah?
Yes.
You had any fights? You had some fights already?
MMA, maybe 7 fights.
You have 7 fights already. So when you're doing MMA, what would you call your style? Is more like a striker, more like a grappler? Where do you find yourself?
I strike mostly.
You strike mostly, yeah. So you recently started doing wrestling. How long you been doing wrestling for?
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
Yeah.
So do you find that helps you to be towards your striking? It helps you to be more striking in MMA fights, or?
I think so, but right now I still feel like a beginner, so I'm still trying to learn and use my wrestling in fights. Yeah.
Oh, what would you say would be your main strategy? How do you use your wrestling to get top position, or use it more for to keep the fight standing and stand and bang? You know, like the more traditional stand and bang one. Yeah.
So usually I try to strike. I feel comfortable with striking, and if I get taken down, I use jiu-jitsu. And wrestling is I try to wrestle if the opponent maybe make a big punch and off balance himself. So then maybe I'll try to.
That's when you try to get into position. Okay.
My wrestling's not too good. So.
Well, listen, if you keep training, if you keep getting better, you never know. I have ex-students and I have friends of mine. They started not liking wrestling or not being very good, and then now they feel very comfortable wrestling, and they keep the fight standing because they like to strike and all these kind of things. So you moved from Hong Kong recently, to Kuala Lumpur?
Almost a year ago.
Almost a year ago. How did you feel the transition is? Because you feel it's more level in Hong Kong, there's more gyms, more competitions there, or you feel like over here you have more opportunities to grow?
I'm still getting used to the city right now, but the biggest difference I feel is the traffic is quite bad here. Take a long time to get from A to B.
It takes a bunch of time. Yeah.
Everything else is quite good in Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, it's cheaper and the food is good.
I like the food too, I'm not gonna lie.
And very good grappling here.
Very good grappling. So you feel like it's a big scene of BJJ in?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, in Kuala Lumpur. Do you have many competition a year? Like jiu-jitsu ones?
I actually don't compete a lot in jiu-jitsu.
No?
But maybe later I will. Yeah, I do mostly striking competition.
Okay, so you do kickboxing matches, K1 matches, or?
Mostly kickboxing.
Mostly kickboxing. Some boxing too, yeah? Well, that's really cool, they're kind of going on the striking side and you get better. And how do you feel like the striking competition is in here in Kuala Lumpur? It's the same level at Hong Kong, it's a bit, how do you feel it is?
I don't have a lot of experience yet in Kuala Lumpur, but maybe there's more competition in Hong Kong.
There's more competition, yeah?
More striking competition in Hong Kong, I think.
Okay. There's more tradition also in Hong Kong because of all the striking martial arts or the Kung Fu. Probably that makes a bit of sense too.
Yeah.
So as a gym owner, you've been open the gym, how long you been open it?
Just over 2 months.
Over 2 months. Yeah. It's pretty recent. I mean, the gym is, say, you can still smell the paint,
Yeah.
It's super nice. I really like the gym. As you said, it's a bit small, but for the beginning, I think it's the perfect size. You have space for bags. You have a small gym over there. You have some mat area.
Yeah.
How do you find how do you advertise the gym in order to get members in? How do you find that part? Especially now that you are at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm still learning as we go along. But mostly social media, and word of mouth, and we try to compete. Me and my friend Gary compete a lot, so we try to get more attention for the gym.
Yeah, so bring by you competing, by you going out there and putting yourself on the line, you kind of bring the eyes in. Yeah. So in 2 months, how many members do you have right now?
I don't know.
You don't know exactly.
Not a lot.
Not a lot, yeah.
Yeah, maybe 10, 15.
Yeah. And they're quite regular, no?
Yeah, but just not a lot right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the beginning it's a bit rough, I believe, you know. And usually, how do you see your next 5 years, for example? Do you have any strategy for the next year, 2 years, 5 years?
The next 2 years, I think I'll be fighting a lot. Try to do a lot more, maybe boxing and MMA. Mostly next 2 years I fight a lot. Maybe slowly retire. Because I'm almost 40. So.
Wow. Yeah. Man, I would say you're under 20, like under 30. You know. I was like 28. How old are you?
38.
38. Wow, you don't look 38 at all, man. It's like you look way younger than me.
Thank you.
I'm 35, you know, and you look way younger than I do. You can see the martial arts conserve you in very good health over here. So you kind of feel like you're at the end of your career as a fighter. You want to give it a go for the next 2 years?
I actually don't know. Like, I think 2 years I can definitely fight, but maybe after 2 years I still fight. Maybe like 4 or 5 years, but. I'll see how my body feels at that time.
And also you kind of feel like the best way to do it is if you put yourself there for 2 years and then you get people in, then you can start focusing on the next generation and coaching and all that.
Or maybe I'll do more kickboxing and boxing because in MMA, you know, it's 5-minute rounds. So like after 2 years, maybe I cannot do 5-minute rounds.
Exactly.
And boxing is 3-minute rounds. Maybe I can do a few more years. Maybe.
Yeah, you can strike a bit more. You can be a bit more conservative. Also, I think in the risk of injury in boxing, it's way smaller than in MMA.
I guess so. Yeah.
Because in MMA you have takedowns, you have submissions, you have like. You know, a lot of moves,
leg lock, armbar,
leg locks, and all these kind of things. Yeah, my elbow is, you know, destroyed for all the martial arts that I've been doing in my life, and the rugby. Let's not forget that. And yeah, you kind of feel like the best way to bring people in is by you showing outside of your comfort zone and doing those competitions and
maybe also because I enjoy too, and I feel like while I'm still young enough, I'll do it, but. Maybe I'll stop.
What brought you into martial arts? Because like if you're 38 and you've been doing jiu-jitsu from 31, more or less?
Yes, 31.
So you haven't done any martial arts before 31?
Very little.
Very little?
I was a personal trainer for weight training. And then the gym.
So you always been a healthy guy, you always been like in shape and not like me with a big belly.
The place I worked had martial art classes, so when the gym was not busy, I joined the class. And then I trained, so I might as well compete. So then I ended up doing martial arts. So
you've been doing a lot of jiu-jitsu. You haven't done any jiu-jitsu competition till now, you said, yeah?
I have. When I was now I'm purple belt.
You're purple belt, yeah.
When I was a blue belt, I competed a lot. But when I became purple, I didn't train as much as I would like. So I only did a few at purple.
Okay. Yeah, so now you're still obviously working towards that brown belt, towards the black belt in jiu-jitsu. At the same time, you're still working on the striking.
It's very difficult with MMA to balance everything else.
Yeah.
So I'll take it slowly, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, for you, what's more important now, I guess, is the skill. To get the skill and focus that skill on the MMA and get better at MMA.
Yeah.
And then you know what, the black belt is gonna come at someday anyway. You know? Yeah. It's funny because I've seen like recently MMA coach, you know, who's been in the UFC, who's been like in this big scene. He just got his black belt in jiu-jitsu, you know, and the guy's been coaching for like over a decade. And you know, at the end of the day, the belt is the belt, the skills are the skills.
Yeah, and I also don't do a lot of gi.
You don't do gi?
I do. I try to, but sometimes it's hard.
Yeah. So, did you feel like you starting at 31, it's an advantage or is it a disadvantage? Because I think at the same time, young people from now, they have a bit more energy, but you being like 38, you still not that injured, you know, because you haven't done
I am. Today I found out I have no MCL on my right leg.
Okay.
A lot of like small injuries.
There you go. So where did you get the injuries from?
From a takedown, like the knee was pulled outwards, and I have half a muscle missing on the chest.
Also from the wrestling?
Oh no, from jiu-jitsu.
Oh, from jiu-jitsu. Okay.
So I think it's better to start younger.
It's better than
I started late, so that's what I have to work with.
So at the end of the day, the passion is more important than than everything else, you know. Because I think that's a good message for people out there. You know, they're watching now. It doesn't matter when you start, as long as you do it with passion, as long as you put time into it and you work hard, you can still.
You're gonna improve.
You can still gonna improve, and there's no age for this. You know, it's just about time and work.
Of course, there's more room for improvement if you start younger. But
massively. Yeah.
Everyone can improve.
Exactly. So now that you are in Kuala Lumpur, you're planning to do more competition and these kind of things. How do you feel the scene in Kuala Lumpur is gonna grow? It's gonna be like, you feel it's more people like you. They're moving into Malaysia. They're moving into Kuala Lumpur to train. So. You feel like it's a bit more common now that people are coming here?
Yeah, I think so. With social media, more people are aware of martial arts, so more and more people would see MMA online. So
which is very beautiful, because you know, I come from I started training in London about 10 years ago, and I felt like it was a similar vibe back then. You know, it was a bit more. Jiu-Jitsu was known, but we had maybe 1 or 2 competitions a year, IBJJF. It wasn't that big. Now you have 700, 800 to a local competition like I wouldn't call grappling industries a local one, but like you have grappling industries that I heard that they're coming to Malaysia in February with Jiu-Jitsu, which is one of the biggest competition out there.
I think Jiu-Jitsu has more room to grow. Because people with different jobs can do Jiu-Jitsu. You don't have to go to work the next day with your eye like a black eye.
Yeah, it's a bit more safe, you know, to be on the ground and to work that. Like as we said, you know, striking and wrestling, it's a bit more dangerous.
Yeah.
It has a bit more impact on the body. Yeah. Like you just told me about your knee right now, which is crazy. You know, at the end of the day, we put so much onto these mats. And sometimes, you know, you get hurt, but like you want to come back, I guess, you know. Like, it doesn't make you want to quit.
Sometimes it feels like quitting for a short while, but then you still come back.
Yeah, you have that itch, you know. You have to go for it. Awesome. So I have over here the Panda questionnaire. I'm not gonna hold you much more. The Panda questionnaire is 10 questions. Short answer. If you want to expand more on your answer, feel free. Okay. But it's supposed to be like pretty easy. Some questions are a bit more tricky because it's gonna make you be a bit controversial, maybe. Who knows? So let's see how we go. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. So first question: what is your favorite martial art?
My favorite martial art right now probably wrestling, because it improves everything.
Improve everything. Awesome. You know, you're the first one who said wrestling since I started this.
I think I feel like it can help your jiu-jitsu, it can help your striking. Because we do gymnastics in wrestling, and it helps the body be able to do like more things.
Exactly. You listen to that, guys. Do wrestling.
Yeah.
Number 2. What's your least favorite martial art?
Least favorite martial art. I don't really have a least favorite martial art.
Which is fair. If you don't have one, it's fair enough. Number 3. What motivates you?
What motivates me? I don't really know. Like just because this martial arts is already competitive. It's already like, I feel like it motivates me every day, because I feel like maybe I have a fight soon, or my friends have a fight, or I need to fight to prove myself.
So competition motivates you, you know, like getting ready for competition is always motivating. So number 4, what unmotivates you?
What unmotivates me? Unmotivated.
Well, if there's nothing, there's nothing, you know. Like
I can't think of anything right now, but
well, there you go. So maybe you don't have nothing.
there must be something.
If it's there, it's small, you know. Number 5. What exercise do you love?
What exercise? Actually, I feel like it's good to have like a mix of everything. So like maybe one day I like to lift weights, the next day I like wrestling or jiu-jitsu. If I do the same thing every day, maybe it gets a bit boring. So as long as I have variety, I think that's my. Yeah.
What exercise do you hate?
Before I hate running, but recently I feel okay because I'm doing more of it. My body is more used to it. Maybe like deadlift, I don't like.
You don't like it very much, yeah? Number 7. What's your favorite technique?
Favorite technique? When I fight, I like to punch with my right hand.
A good right hand, yeah, to the chin is always amazing. What is your least favorite technique?
My least favorite technique?
To do or to be done on you? You know,
to be done on me. Maybe heel hook.
Heel hook. Amazing. Number 9. What is the main quality an athlete has to have in order to become a champion, in your opinion?
I think like want to prove themselves. Like a desire to show to everyone like you're good or
they're better, yeah. And this is number 10. This is the last question. Is what advice would you give to a younger self?
My younger self?
Yeah.
Start training earlier. Yeah, because there's much more potential if you start younger. Yeah, you can do a lot more.
I agree with that. I can say nothing to that because I feel the same. George,
thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. You have a beautiful gym over here. I wish you the best of luck. Guys, if you're ever in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, give a big shout over here to George at the Firebird Fitness. He's going to be more than happy to have you here. Guys, catch you in the next video. Panda out. Oos.
Oos.